Right, well, I hadn't planned to come out today, but looking at the long range weather forecast, it seems that next weekend, which is going to be the last weekend of the season, could be a washout. So I've just nipped out now onto another bit of the Yo, which we've not been on before. Downstream, down that way, is Bullmarsh Weir, where I was going to start, but there's a few kids playing in it. This is the little river Culvery, tributary of the Yo, coming in there, that we fished earlier in the season. And I'm going to fish this bit of the Yo up through here. Lovely stuff. And this goes up to Euston Bridge, Salmon Hutch, where we've been before. There's quite a stretch of it from here up to where we started, so I thought I'd come and give it a go. More in hope than expectation, really. A little bit of rain last night, but it doesn't seem to have done anything to the river. I've got a duo set up on the moment, but there's not an awful lot of flow here. The only flies I've seen is a load of daddy longlegs as I cross the meadow, so I think I might change and have a go with a daddy, see what happens. Well, so far it's pretty low and shallow. Looks like it could do with a nice drop of rain, to be honest, this river. I think we're going to be up against it today. Huh. I was just about to say that was a rise, but it's not, is it? But that is a fish. Took the daddy longlegs first go. That's all right, isn't it? Huh. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Fly out. Yeah, about 8-inch fish. Oh, well, that's good. I was just about to say, I don't think we'll catch anything today. Bright, sunny and windy and horrible. And there we go. You just never know. Oh, darn it. Came off. That's quite a nice fish. A big bank of weed here in front of me. I've got to be wary of. The wind's making it a bit tricky, but that's 2 rises now. 2 more than I thought I'd have. Nice fish. Well, I have to say, it's not easy casting in this wind with a big daddy longlegs pattern, but they are taking it. That's 4 rises I've had now. 2 fallen off, 2 landed. There's quite a lot of shallow water here, punctuated by the odd really deep place, so watch out with your wading. I think, like for most of our stretches, this is going to fish best in May and June. Get some mayfly hatching on here, could be pretty good. I've had 2 more splashy rises to the daddy longlegs. I think it's almost like attacking it out of like anger more than they want to eat it. Very hard to hook. I thought I saw something rise around the side of this tree here, but on a windy day like this, I don't know, do you? Could just be something getting blown out of the tree. Anyway, we're on a cast for it. It's lovely up through there, isn't it? Just do with a bit more water on it, really. It's a bit low. Again, was that a rise? Put in that tree, aren't I, if I'm not careful there? Somewhere around there. That was something falling out of the tree, wasn't it? Nope. Oh, well. Don't you dare. Big old squirrel up there on that branch. No. It looks like it's going to dive in. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Not bad for wildlife here. I've seen a dipper, seen kingfisher. Nice buzzard on the walk down. I think we're pretty much in Crediton. Not bad. It's a nice problem to have, but one of the problems with the Crediton Club is there's just so much water. You almost need to be able to take May and June off. It just isn't enough time to get round everywhere in the best time of year, especially this year when it rained for like 3 weeks in May. Maybe next year will be better. Oh. It looks like it must have an otter living here as well. By the looks of that. I've just hooked and lost another fish down in that pool. I'm wondering whether this fly might be a bit too big for these little trout. It sort of came up, nosed it, then came back and slashed at it, and I struck and it was on. A couple of goes and it's off again. So I don't know. There's a few olives hatching off. Maybe I should try one of those. We do tend to share this stretch with our 4-legged friends. Don't be surprised if one pops in the river in front of you. There's a few nice runs here, isn't there? They could just do with a little bit of a trim, maybe this winter. I'll put forward the idea we should come down here and do some bank clearing. There's definitely a massive obstruction further up than what's taken out. I probably could change this now, try nymph or wet fly or duo or streamer or different dry fly, but I think I'm going to stay with the daddy long legs, just keep flipping it into a few of these pools. Nice to finish with a few on the dry fly, wouldn't it? Instead of pulling a streamer through. Well, I'm sure that would work. Yeah, some nice fishing here. Can't think why I've never been before. Following Mr. Mallard up the river probably doesn't help much. Or was it Mrs.? Might have been Mrs. Mallard. Well, this is getting silly now. That's another one just lost out of here. And that was on for a while. Right by that tree he took. Check this hook. Feels alright. They're just so small, they're just not getting this size fly in their mouths. Then would they come up and take anything else? Maybe it's the size of this that's drawing them up. It's just looking a bit deep here, is it? It's even wadeable. Wow, that's really disappearing. Oh, that looks deep as well. Right, I don't think we're getting through there then. Up and around somehow, I suppose. Yeah, that's up the bank there, through all the stinging nettles, and then back down through this way. Job. Get back to the river. You'd be quite so deep in there, would you? But it really does drop away. That's some big old trout living in there. Yeah, there's like a big log. Big log here goes right under the water there, the other side. So I expect the water's falling off straight down. Yeah, that rod disappear. Wow. Yeah, it's got to be 6 feet deep in there. Well, no, 5 feet deep in there. Oh, finally one stays on. Saw that fish rise there a couple of times. It's taking tiny little specks of things, but it still took that down, didn't it? Look at the colours on that one. Well, that explains why the water keeps going cloudy and then clear and then cloudy again. We have moo cows coming in and out up there. There's probably some wire across the river somewhere. Right. Oh, it came and looked at it. You can't see it on the camera, but fish came up and looked at that then. Yeah. Well, I hope these videos have been of some use to some of you. I mean, if you're looking to join the club, or if you've just joined, or even if you've only just started fly fishing on Devon rivers. Might be something in there useful for you guys. It's certainly been a learning experience for me in terms of trying to edit videos and filming with these action cameras. I mean, the picture on these cameras is brilliant, amazing, but the sound quality is just terrible. I mean, you only have to just, like, touch the cage with your finger or your line or the side of your jacket or something, and you get the most horrendous noise comes back through. You can, of course, buy the adapter and then hook it up to a outside microphone, but you have to take the door off the camera and then it's not waterproof anymore. So if I go for an early bath, which isn't unheard of, or if it pours with rain, the camera's knackered. So I have looked into trying to record the sound separately on a different device. Yeah, that way madness lies, if you want to try doing that and then lining it all up so that all the audio matches to the visual. I think life's too short for that. You also find with these cameras that they choose the most inopportune moments for the battery to run out. As I was saying, hopefully the audio hasn't been too much of an issue, as well as all the times that I've filmed my feet or I filmed the boulder in front of me or whatever. Try and get better next time. Well, there we are, we've made it up to the obstruction below Houghton Bridge. When I did the downstream of Houghton Bridge video, just above this was where we started. So that's all the river done now. Apart from the little bit in the golf course, but I think that and the culm, gonna have to wait until next year now. See if I can get above it and have a few casts up there. There used to be a stile down there to come over, but this looks like all new fencing. So I'll come up and go through the gate. Just in case this is the last video, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody who's watched and liked and subscribed. I only had two vague sort of rules when I started doing this. One was I wasn't going to cover the videos with lots of just outlandish music. I can't stand that, to be honest. And the other was I wouldn't keep asking people to like and subscribe all the time. You can either like it or you don't, and you can subscribe if you want to. But yeah, very much appreciated those that did. I would like to mention Fred, aka Wild Fisher from Scotland. He very kindly mentioned me in one of his videos, and yeah, I got more views and more subscribers in a weekend than I had for 6 months. So just shows you the power of YouTube, doesn't it? If you haven't looked at his videos, I'll try and put a link in the description, but he fishes some lovely rivers and lochs up in Scotland somewhere, and yeah, certainly worth a watch. Right, another cast in here. And hopefully these videos have given you some idea of what the club has to offer. We'll have to do a few more next year to get the culm done. Normally for the culm I would take the whole day and go and fish, because it's an 1.5 hour round trip for me. It's not worth popping there for just a couple of hours. So I generally try and put aside a day in like late May and early June when I think it's going to be pretty good, and yeah, go and fish the whole day. And I tried 3 times this year to get up there, and every time it just poured with rain, so it wasn't worth going. It's not an easy river to fish. Well, it's an easy river to fish, it's not an easy river to catch on. I generally struggle there unless stuff's rising. But it does produce the biggest fish each year. Most of the times the cup for the largest trout goes to something caught from the culm, so I really ought to get up there more often. But it's difficult when you've got so much fishing just on your doorstep. You know, when you can be on the river in 10 minutes, why would you drive for 45 minutes up the M5 through all that rubbish? well, I think that's me done for the day. I did manage one more small fish, so I think I've risen about 10, hooked maybe 6 or 7, but only landed 4. But not too bad, really, all on the dry fly. I'm sure I could have caught some more if I'd fished a nymph or a streamer or something, but it'll be a long time now, isn't it, until we're casting a dry fly again, so make the most of it while I could. I might try and get a day off next week or the week after, just before the season finishes. Go back to Dunscombe on the Yo maybe. But if not, I suppose I'll catch you next year.